Today, I am making a case for why Shirin Neshat is one of the most influential contemporary female artists. Through photography and film, Neshat explores difficult subjects such as women's rights, cultural identity, religion, and political power. Even though her work has been labeled controversial, I'm here to claim her work is extremely influential because it encourages viewers to question stereotypes regarding women, as well as think more about their experiences in different societies. Contemporary art is known to many as an often controversial spectrum of the artistic world. This is likely due to artists who identify in this sector many times challenge people's beliefs, expectations, and perspective of the world around them. Some artists take a step further and venture out into the world of using their work not just to create something visually interesting or aesthetically pleasing, but to spark conversation about politics, identity, religion, and gender. Shirin Neshat's work fits into this movement because she uses her art to explore topics like the experiences of women, especially Muslim women, in both Eastern and Western society. Shirin Neshat was born in Iran in 1957, where at only 17 she later moved to the United States in order to study art. After the Iranian Revolution, she had to go through a major cultural divide between her life in America and the changes Iran was experiencing. The major event became her main focus and strongly influenced her artwork. Most of Nishat's work consists of themes of gender, identity, religion, exile, and political power. Her artwork combines black and white photography, film, Persian poetry, and symbolic imagery by manipulating the subject's poses and scenery in order to communicate emotional and political ideas. Her work began to be seen in a controversial light due to her addressing sensitive topics such as religion and women's rights. However, her persistence on spreading awareness involving these themes made her one of the most influential contemporary female artists. One of her most famous pieces is Women of Allah. This series was created by her during the 1990s after she returned to Iran for the first time since the Iranian Revolution. What she witnessed when she returned, like the dramatic political and social changes, especially towards women, inspired the series. It presented women in traditional clothing with Persian calligraphy displayed on their skin. The calligraphy describes poetry about faith, violence, exile, and sacrifices. Other pictures also include props, such as weapons, in order to create a sense of immediate tension and a stronger emotional reaction for viewers. This series centers its ideas around the role of women in Iran after the war and their identity, power, and martyrdom. In the Iranian culture, after the revolution, martyrdom turned to be closely correlated to ideas of religious devotion and sacrifices. Neshat presents the symbolism through the use of her props, weapons, and the posing of the women, which are solemn. However, the women are not in lenient, passive poses, but rather project a strong, powerful, and direct sense of self and seem emotionally complex. Shirin Neshat's work became extremely controversial due to the already mix of a controversial base of ideas she built her pictures upon, such as religion, politics, femininity, and gender roles. Some viewers found the pictures problematic due to the assumptions that her work was promoting violence because of the weapons featured in her art, such as the gun, while others felt uncomfortable with the untraditional combinations of religious symbolism with feminist ideas. However, this controversy and backlash she faced is part of the importance of her work. Nishat enforces those who view her pieces to question and confront their own assumptions they may have toward Muslim women and the relationship between religion and feminism. For example, using a veil in her piece is quite bold because of the contrast from the West, who view a veil as a symbol of oppression, with a gun representative of power and militarism. Shirin Neshat matters immensely due to her work expanding people's perspectives and conversation about identity, representation, and women's experiences and stereotypes. She allowed for many unnoticed voices to have a chance to be heard and viewpoints that were many times ignored in Western art places. as well as inspiring viewers to engage more in their own community and think critically about difficult global, political, and cultural issues. To conclude, I wish to express that Shirin Neshat deserves recognition as an inspirational and important contemporary artist. Her work challenges traditional roles and stereotypes, exploring the complex cultural issues occurring around her, sparking essential conversations about gender and its link to identity. Though her art has been labeled as controversial, the controversy followed by her work allowed her to receive the attention necessary to bring awareness to important topics and become influential to those in the contemporary art world. Thank you so much for listening.